Hello and welcome to my channel, Crochet and Copy. My name is Judy.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this lovely bucket hat. I think it came out pretty nice and I'm calling it the summertime bucket hat, okay? So that's what we're going to learn how to do in this tutorial. Before we get started, I just want to let you know our hat is for adults, okay? It's going to fit an adult head and it comes in only one size, so you're aware of that. I just want to let you know too, if you change up the yarn, because this yarn that I use, it's a very coarse 100% cotton yarn that I use, okay? If you want to change it up, it will adjust the way the hat kind of like stands. Well, I say stands in the sense that it could stand up by itself, okay? So it will change in how the brim of her hat, how it functions, because this one is a nice sturdy yarn. So these are supplies you're going to be using to make her bucket hat. I'll go over them with you. The yarn we're using is from Peaches and Creme, the original. It's a medium 4, 100% cotton, and the color is Ecru. It's 120 yards, and this is the worst, okay? That's our first yarn. The second yarn is also from the Peaches and Creme. This one is the stripy. It's the same medium 4, 100% cotton, but this color now is the spring blue stripes, okay? And this one, it has 102 yards, okay? So that's our yarn, and our hook is the 4.00 millimeter. I'm going to be using stitch markers, and we're going to be using a yarn needle, and lastly a scissors. And to complete our project, we only need one of each of our little ball of yarn, okay, to complete our project. And that's it. That's our supplies. So let's get started. We're going to start off by using the main color yarn, and our main color yarn is going to be the Ecru yarn. So to start off with, we're going to make an adjustable ring, and this is how I make my adjustable ring. There's different methods and different ways of doing it, so if you have a different one, go ahead and use it. I take my yarn and I drape it behind my 2 fingers. I take my hook and I put it between my 2 fingers, and I pull up a loop of yarn, and there we have a tail and a circle, and our hook is attached. Now to get started, what we're going to do, we're going to chain 1, and this chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, okay? It's just to hold our adjustable ring in place. Now to start round 1, we need to put 10 half double crochet in our adjustable ring. And the half double crochet is, you're going to yarn over your hook before you go into the adjustable ring, and then you pull up a loop of yarn. So now you have 3 loops of yarn on your hook, and you're going to yarn over to complete it and pull straight across those 3 loops that you have on your hook at the same time. And of course, since we're going to be working in a spiral and around, make sure you put your stitch marker in that first stitch for each round that we have, okay? So that's for our first half double crochet. I'll show you again how to do the half double. Yarn over, go into your adjustable ring, pull up a loop of yarn, 3 loop of yarn on your hook, yarn over, and pull straight across 3 of them at the same time, and that's how you complete a half double crochet. What you could do is you could pull on the tail lightly of our adjustable ring. That's what I do, so I could work with it better, okay? But don't pull it all the way, because we need 10 half double crochet. Show you one more time. Yarn over your hook, go into your adjustable ring. Remember, keep your tail in the back, and then you pull up a loop of yarn, 3 loops of yarn on your hook, yarn over, pull straight across all 3 of them. That's it. So continue doing that till you have 10 half double crochet, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we did that. We have 10. And how you can know how you have your 10, the stitch marker will be the first one, and just go ahead and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's our 10 half double crochet. Now we're going to close up our adjustable ring. So all you do is that little tail that we have, you're just going to pull against it and pull tight, and there you go. And that's the completion of round 1. So with the completion of round 1, you should have 10 stitches. All right. Now to start round 2, what we're going to do is, the pattern is, we're going to put 2 half double crochet in each stitch that we did from round 1. Okay, so we had 10 stitch from round 1. So by the time you finish round 2, you're going to have 20 stitches, because we're putting 2. I'll show you. Take out the stitch marker. You know, of course, how to do the half double crochet, because that's all we're doing, because that's what we did for round 1. So make sure you put back in your stitch marker, and then for that same stitch, go ahead and put another half double right in there. So I won't show you how to do the others, okay, because that's all we're doing. So the next stitch over, 2 half double, 2 half double, 2 half double, and when you get to the last stitch, I'll meet you there. Okay, so we did that by putting 2 half double crochet in each stitch around, and you should have your 20 stitches, okay, before you move on. So make sure you count before you move on. And that's the completion of round 2. Now to start round 3. Now the pattern for round 3 is, take out your stitch marker, and for that first stitch right there, we're just going to put 1 half double crochet. All right, you know how to do the half double crochet. Put our stitch marker back in. So this is the pattern. So the next stitch, you're going to put 2 half double. And you know how to do the half double. So just put 2. There you go. So I won't show you how to do this round, because I'll just tell you. So the next stitch over will be right here. That will be 1 half double. The next stitch over, 2 half double, 1 half double, 2 half double. So just keep on working with that pattern, and I'll meet you when we get to the last stitch to do. And when you get to that last stitch, you're going to be finishing off with the 2 half double crochet in that stitch. All right. Okay, so we did that around a pattern for round 3. And by doing that, we're supposed to have our 30 stitches at the end of round 3. So make sure you have your 30, okay? Now to start round 4, the pattern is, for the first 2 stitches, all we're going to do is put 1 half double crochet. So that's our first one. The second stitch is right here. Put 1 half double. And now we're going to increase. By increasing, we're going to put 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. All right, so that's the pattern for round 4. All right, so round 4, I won't show you, but I tell you. So now you have the next stitch right here. That will be 1 half double, next stitch 1 half double, and then you increase. So you're going to put 2 half double, 1 half double, 1 half double, increase. So keep on doing that around. When we get to the last stitch, we'll meet up there. All right, so for the completion of round 4, you should have your 40 stitches. All right, so now we're going to move on to round 5. So now for round 5, for the first 3 stitches, we're going to put 1 half double crochet. So that's our first one. This will be our second one, and our third one. And this is the pattern around, okay? In the next stitch, we're going to put 2 half double crochet, because we're increasing now. All right, so you get the idea of what we're doing when we're increasing, because for round 4, it was the first 2 stitches, we put 1 double crochet. So now for round 5, you're going to do the first 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. You're going to put 1 half double crochet, and the following you're going to put, when you're going to increase, 2 half double crochet. So go ahead and follow that pattern around and I'll meet you there. So we follow that pattern around, and for the completion of round 5, make sure you have your 50 stitches, okay? Now to start round 6, we're also going to be increasing. So for the first 4 stitches, what you're going to do is you're going to put 1/2 double crochet. So go ahead and do that. So now for the next stitch, we're going to increase by putting 2 half double crochet in that same stitch. So that's the pattern for round 6 around, all right? So the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, you're going to put 1/2 double, and the next stitch, you're going to put 2 half doubles. So continue working with that pattern around, and I'll meet you when we finish this round. And that's for round 6. Okay, so we follow that pattern around for round 6, and we should have our 60 stitches, and that's how we look. Now to start round 7, for our first 5 stitches, we're going to put 1/2 double crochet. All right, so do that. Put 1/2 double crochet in the first 5 stitches. Okay, so we did that for 5 times by putting 1/2 double crochet. So the next stitch, we put 2 half double. We're increasing, all right? So that's the pattern around for round 7. So go ahead and do that. By the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, you're going to put 1/2 double crochet, and the next you're going to put 2 half double crochet. And when you get around, I'll meet you there. So we did that for round 7, and with the completion of round 7, you should have your 70 stitches. Now to start round 8, what we're going to do is we're going to, for the first 13 stitches, we're going to put 1/2 double crochet. All right, so go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we did that for 13 times by putting 1/2 double crochet. So now we're going to increase. We're going to put 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. All right, that's it. So that's the pattern that we're going to follow around. So we went ahead and followed that pattern around by putting 1/2 double crochet in 13 stitches, and the next stitch we put 2 half double crochet, and that's for completion of round 8. And the completion of round 8, we have 75 stitches. Okay, now we're going to start round 9. To start round 9, take out our stitch marker. We're going to slip stitch to that stitch. All right, that will be our first stitch. A slip stitch is just go into that stitch, pull up a loop of yarn, and then that loop of yarn that we pull up, we're going to pull straight across, and that's a slip stitch. Okay, and in that same stitch, we're going to put our first half double crochet. All right, and that's it. And remember to put your stitch marker back in. Now this will be our first stitch for this round, round 9. Okay, now for round 9, all we're going to do is put 1/2 double crochet all the way around. So you should end off with your 75 stitches. But when you get to the end, I'll show you what to do, okay? So continue just putting 1/2 double crochet around. Okay, so we made it around by putting 1/2 double crochet in each of our stitch. So we should have 75. I just want to show you too, when you get here, this is where we did the slip stitch, okay? So that's not a stitch, all right? So if you see that, you're a little confused, I got 76, that's what it is, all right? Because we put our stitch marker where we're going to our row start, all right? I also wanted to show you at this point, this is the crown of our bucket hat. So I just wanted to show you at this point, it should measure 7 inches, okay, across. Now to finish off round 9, what we're going to do is we're going to join it, all right, because we're joining now, all right. So to join, all you do is to do the slip stitch, and you know how to do the slip stitch. It's just yarn over your hook and pull straight across. That's it. Now to start round 10, we're going to chain 2, and the chain is simply yarn over your hook, pull through, that's 1, yarn over your hook, pull through, that's 2. And in that same stitch that we join, because now we're going to switch to what's called the back loop only. All right, so that's what we're going to do, the back loop of our half double crochet. I'll show you how to do it. So although we did that chain 2, we're not going to count that as a stitch. All right, we're still going to use the stitch that we join. All right, when we put that slip stitch there. So you're going to find the back loop of that stitch, the one that we join. You have to open it up, okay? Get in there, use your fingers, whatever, open it up. The first one, that's how it's going to be for the first one, all right? But just do the regular, as you say, just, yeah, the regular half double crochet, all right? It's just where we put in our stitch now is the difference, okay? And I'll show you again. Put your stitch marker in what's considered the back loop and the front loop, because the front loop is here, the first stitch. It's hard to show you that first one, all right, because we joined there, but I'm using this one, and then this will be the back loop of our stitch, all right? I'll show you a couple of times. It's the same half double we've been doing, it's just where you place in the stitch now, okay? So go to the back here, and then you pull up the regular loop and just complete your half double crochet, and that's it. I'll show you again. Find the back loop right there, and just put our half double crochet there, and it's just one half double crochet around, all right? Back loop here. So when you finish, you should have your 75 stitches. You're not increasing, all right? And this will be the last one I'll show you back here, this part of the stitch, because it's divided for us with a front loop and a back loop. So do the back loop, all right? And that's it, and there you go. So I won't show you how to do the others, but go ahead and do that. And then when you get to the last stitch to do, I'll show you what to do next. So we made it around, and that's how we look. Okay. So now to complete round 10, we're going to join it. And you know how to join it. Just slip stitch. And you slip stitch into the first half double crochet we did for this, for starting round 10, okay? Make sure you do that. So join it. Okay, so now we're going to start round 11. And of course, remember when we join, it's on top of that first stitch we started for that round 10. It's not the chain 2, okay? So now to start round 11, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. So the pattern is going to be for round 11 and round 12. All we're going to do is we're going to put one half double crochet around. That's it, right? We're not using the back loop anymore. I'm going to put my stitch marker in so I know this is the first stitch made for that round, because it's basically the same thing we were doing that we did for round 10, but round 10, remember, we were using the back loops only, but not that anymore. We're using the regular, doing the regular half double crochet for round 11 and round 12. So you go ahead and do that. And when you get to round 12, before you finish, so I don't lose my spot, when you get to the last stitch to do, I'll meet you there and I'll show you what to do next, okay? And that's for round 12. Okay, so we made it up to round 12, and this is how we look, all right? That's it. And we have this one last stitch right here to do for round 12, because we're going to change our color here. All right, so I'm going to show you how I join the new yarn for this project. I'm going to start the half double crochet, but I'm not going to finish it. All right, so get started with it. And now we're going to get the new yarn, and the new yarn is the springy blue. All right, give it a tail. All I'm going to do is just yarn over my hook. That's it. And just pull across all those loop of yarn we have on our hook. There you go. And that's how we change our color. Because of course we dropped the main yarn. I'm going to cut it off later, but I just want to continue showing you what I'm doing and give the new yarn a tail so we could work with it. So that's it. We change our yarn. Now we're going to start round 13. And to start round 13, take out our stitch marker. And we're not going to join it or do the chain 2. Okay, all we're going to do is we're going to put a single crochet right there in that first stitch where we had our stitch marker. Okay, and a single crochet is just go into your stitch, pull up a loop of yarn, 2 loop of yarn on your hook, yarn over, and pull across 2 of them at the same time. And that's your single crochet. Of course, I'm going to tighten up everything and have it there, give it a little knot so it stays. But I just wanted to continue on, make you see how it is. And I'm going to put my stitch marker there because that's our first stitch for that round, okay? I just want to let you know now for round 13, that's what we started, 14, 15, and 16. So that's 4 rounds. All we're going to do is just do 1/2 double crochet around, and you're not going to join or you're not going to do the chain 2. We're going to continue doing like when we first started, what we were just doing in continuous round. Okay, so that's all you do. And when you get to the last stitch to do for round 16, I'll come back in and I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right, so I just wanted to come back and show you regarding how, when I told you, because I just wanted to continue working, I'm going to change your yarn. Now I'm going to show you how I cut it off and what do I do. Okay, so I'm cutting off the main color yarn, working with, but give it a little tail so that we can weave it in later. Okay, and I turn it so you can see it. So now we have the new yarn and our main color yarn. All we're going to do is I'm just going to give it a couple of knots. Okay, just 1 knot. All right, hold it, and then I'll show you how I weave it in later so it's out of our way. All right, that's it. So now we're going to move on. Okay, so we made it up to round 16, and this is how we're looking so far. Pretty good so far, pretty good so far. So now to start round 17, and take out our stitch marker, we're going to slip stitch to that stitch, and we're going to chain 1, and we're also going to put, remember, a 1/2 double crochet there. This is considered our first stitch for this round, and make sure we put back in our stitch marker. So moving on with round 17, all we're going to do is put 1/2 double crochet around. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and when you get to the last stitch, I'll meet you there. Okay, so we made it around because we did it for round 17 by putting 1/2 double crochet around. So now we're going to join it, and remember, when you look at it, this will be our slip stitch and that will be our chain 1. So we're going to join it on top of our first 1/2 double crochet we made for that round. All right, so you know how to join it. We just do a slip stitch. That's it. Now we're going to start round 18. You're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. So when we join it, we slip stitch to the first stitch, so we're going to use that as our first stitch. Okay, so you're going to put 1/2 double in each of our stitch around, and starting with the slip stitch where we put our slip stitch. All right, make sure you put your first 1/2 double there. I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. All right, so make sure you use that as the first stitch, and then the next stitch will be right here, because this will be our where we join. All right, not that one, but right here will be our second stitch. All right, so just go ahead and put 1/2 double around for round 18, and I'll meet you when we get to our last stitch. Okay, so we made it around for round 18. So what we're going to do, we're going to join it now. Okay, remember, we're joining on top of the first 1/2 double crochet we made. All right, that's it. So that's the completion of round 18, and you have your 75 stitches, because we're not increasing yet. All right, now to start round 19, you're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So when we join, we're going to consider that our first stitch, okay? So you're going to put your half double, the first half double right there. And this will make it our first stitch for round 19. And now remember, when you look at it, this is where we did like the chain one, so that's not a stitch here, okay? So the next stitch will be here, but go ahead and do one half double around again, all right? And that's all we're going to do for round 19. So we made it around for round 19, and that's it. We did our last stitch. That's how we look. So now we're going to join it. And with joining it, what we're going to do is we're going to use a single crochet. And we're also going to change our color back to our main color, all right? So I'm going to take out my stitch marker, and we're going to use the single crochet to join it. And the single crochet, we're going to start the single crochet, but we're not going to finish it because we're going to change our color there, all right? So you start it, go into that stitch, you pull up a loop of yarn. Now I'm dropping the color yarn that I'm working with, and I'm going to grab the main color that we have, okay? And give it a tail so we can weave it in later. And then we're going to finish the single crochet. So I just yarn over my hook with the new yarn and the main color yarn, and that's it. So that's how we change our color, and we join by putting a single crochet to start round 20. So for you to work with it better, you could go ahead and cut off the yarn that we stopped working with and drop the new yarn as I showed you earlier. I'm just going to go ahead and continue showing. I cut it off later, okay? But this would be our first stitch for round 20. So we're going to put I'm going to put my stitch marker back there, all right? Because that single crochet considered as our first stitch. And here we're not turning anymore. We finish with turning, and that's it, all right? Okay, so the pattern calls for us now to the next following 13 stitches. We're going to put one half double crochet. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we did that for 13 times. So now we're starting to increase again. So the next stitch we'll put 2 half double, all right? So now this is the pattern we're going to follow for round 20 around. For the 14 stitches, next 14 stitches, you're going to put 1 half double, and then when you get to, that will be the 15th stitch, you will put 2 half double crochet, all right? So I won't show you, but remember, do 14, because when we did it, we started with a single crochet, so that would have been 14, all right? Not to confuse you, but so you're aware of. So the pattern is do 14 with 1 half double crochet, and then when you get to the next, that will be the 15th stitch, you put 2 half double crochet because we're increasing. And when you finish that, I'll meet you to where we have our last stitch to work, all right, for that round 20. So we made it around for round 20 by following the pattern, and of course we finish off for 2 half double crochet, the increase. And by following that pattern around, you make sure you have your 80, all right? We have our 80 stitches. And of course I went ahead and cut off my yarn so I could work with it better, and we're not turning and joining anymore. We're just going to work in spirals, all right? So now round 21, all right? Our first stitch, remember, we started was that single crochet, so we're going to put a half double crochet right there. Now the pattern for round 21 is, for the first 7 stitches, we're going to put 1 half double crochet. I won't show you, can you get the idea of what we're doing when we increase, because we've been doing it. So 7 stitches with 1 half double crochet, and then the 8th stitch you will increase, you put 2 half double crochet, all right? So go ahead and follow that pattern around for round 21, all right? And I'll meet you there when we get to the last stitch. So 7, 1 half double crochet, and 2 half double crochet, and it will be the following stitch, the 8th stitch, all right? So we follow that pattern around for round 21, and we get 90 stitches, okay? Make sure you end off with your 2 double crochet in our last stitch. So make sure you have your 90 for round 21. Now to start round 22, all you're going to do is we're going to increase again. So for the first 8 stitches, all you're going to do is put 1/2 double crochet, and then the following, that would be the 9th stitch, you'll put 2/2 double crochet, because we're increasing again. We're using the 8, so 8 for 1, and then the 9 you put 2. Okay, so keep on following that pattern around, and I'll meet you there. Okay, we made it around for round 22. Make sure you have your 100 stitches, so we should have 100 around. Okay, and that's how we're looking so far. Now to start round 23, we're going to put, for the first 3 stitches, we're going to put 1/2 double crochet. Of course, don't forget my stitch marker. So that's 1, and we're going to do 2 more. All right, this is our last one. All right, so that's 3 with just 1/2 double crochet, and the next stitch we will do 2/2 double. All right, it's 1, and this will be our second one. So now the pattern is for round 23 is what you're going to do is put in 15 stitches, you're going to put 1/2 double, and the next stitch, that will be the 16th stitch, you'll put 2/2 double, because we're increasing now. So that's the pattern around. When you do that, I'll meet you there. Okay, so we made it around and we did that pattern, and we finish off with our 2/2 double crochet. So that's for the completion of round 23, and you have 107 stitches. Okay, now to start round 24, all we're going to do is we're going to put 1/2 double crochet around, okay, in each of our stitches. So you're supposed to end off, when you come back around to your last stitch, 107 stitches. All right, because we're not increasing anymore, so just go ahead and place 1/2 double crochet around. So we made it around where we did round 24 with just putting 1/2 double crochet. So we still have our 107 stitches. Okay, so that's for round 24. Now this will be our last round to do, and this is round 25. So all we're going to do is put 1 single crochet in each stitch around. All right, and a single crochet, I showed you before, I'll show you one time. Okay, you go into that stitch, pull up a loop of yarn, 2 loop of yarn in your hook, and yarn over and pull straight across, and that's it. So go ahead and do that. When you get back to your last stitch, I'll show you what to do. Okay, and this was round 25. Okay, so we made it around for round 25, and we have our last stitch to do. I just wanted to show you for this one, with the last single crochet, I'm going to try to make it as tight as I can, so that when we fasten off, we make a nice even edge with our fasten off. Okay, so that's it. So now what you're going to do is going to pull up a nice size tail. I'm going to grab my scissors and cut it off, because we're going to weave in the ends, and I'll show you how we do that. Okay, okay, so I went ahead and cut off my yarn, and I attached my yarn needle. So now I'm going to show you how we try to, because whenever we're doing the round, we always have that space between. So where our stitch marker is, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go to the single crochet next to it. So that would be the second one, and go through the single crochet itself, the 2 loops. We're trying to make another stitch that makes it looks nice. All right, when we're fasten off. So now you could take out this stitch marker. I just left it there so you could see what we're referring to. All right, so we're just making it, we're trying to make it match up. All right, we're going to turn it, trying to make it look nice, and then we're going to go back to where our yarn is coming from, pull. There. So you just go ahead and play with it a little bit, make it look nice. You see how it looks. We're just making have a smooth edge when we complete. Okay, I turn it around so I'm inside and I play with it. Go ahead and play with it so you make sure it looks nice, you know, from both ends before we start weaving it, okay? Because we're just going to weave it in because we came in, when we came in the back. All right, loop of that single crochet. And that's all we're going to do. We're just going to hide our tail and make sure that it looks nice. It doesn't pull. We don't want to pull too tight against that where we're making it match up. Okay, so just go ahead, make sure, turn it around to look for you nice, and just go ahead and weave it in the tail. So I'm just going underneath the stitches as we go, and that's all. So I'm going to go down a couple of these stitches, and then I'm going to come back up and then just cut off my tail. All right, so that's how I did it, and that's how it looks when we do the invisible fasten off. I think it came out nice. I think it looks good. So now we have other tails that we need to tuck in. And remember what I did is I just gave it a little knot when we join and we fasten off with the other yarn. So for this one, all I'm going to do is just going to go around the circle, because this one is already basically attached, because this is the start of our hat. So I'm just going to go around that one. I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to show you one more time how I do it, and that's it. The others you could go ahead and tuck in. All right, I'm going to show you how to do this one. So let me just attach my yarn needle. Okay, so I attach my yarn needle. So I'm staying inside, and I don't want to come out of our hat, because this is the right side and this is will be considered like the wrong side inside of our hat. Okay, so I'm just going to go under a few stitches, and that's all I'm going to try to do. Just hide it as best as I can. Okay, I think I did that enough time. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and cut that off, and go ahead and do the others. All right. So that's it. That's how we look when we tuck in our ends. I think it came out pretty nice. I like it. So that's how we are when we're finished. That's it. We're finished. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.